Namaste children. This is the last topic. You cooperated with me very well, and with this lesson, with this topic, we are going to complete the total topic, total 6 lessons. Okay, now the syllabus will be completed. Okay, now this is chapter 8. We are in the chapter 8. What is the topic we are discussing? Reasons for the extinction of endemic species. What are endemic species? The species are the organisms which are surviving in a particular area and nowhere else can be found are called endemic species. And in that, why generally they will disappear? The reasons for disappearance of these endemic species are: the first one, loss of habitat, overexploitation, then introduced species, then ecosystem disruption. So first one, loss of habitat. It is self-explanatory. Loss of habitat means if you are keep on cutting down the trees, so the habitat, the place will not be available, so that the organisms which are able to survive in that particular area may not survive. Next, over-exploitation. Over-exploitation means using more and more. Now their birth rate is less and usage rate is more. If it is like that, means the more we exploited, that they could not bear to survive. So like example, in North America, passenger pigeons. Passenger pigeons were used to be more, actually passenger pigeon. Pigeon used to survive more, but in North America, the people used to hunt them and used to eat them as their main food. So the animals completely disappear. So now passenger pigeon is an extinct animal, extinct species. Next, introduced species. This is Afrin explained that yesterday I posted. Then actually introduced species means any new organism is introduced in our population, how that impact will be there in a particular species. You have seen even video. Next, ecosystem disruption. Ecosystem disruption means all the organisms are living in a particular ecosystem. Plants, animals, all these things are surviving in a particular area. Now all these animals are interconnected with food chains and food webs. So what is food chain and what is food web, you know. So these are important for the maintenance of ecological balance. Now when the ecosystem is damaged, then what happens? The food chain also will be damaged. Every organism has a particular role to play in a food chain. Now if this habitat is changed or modified, then the organisms cannot survive. So that what will affect? Food chains will affect. Food chains affects means all the organisms also will affect. So that the organisms which are native to that particular area may not survive. Native organisms also will be will affect very badly. So these 4 are the reasons for extinction of endemic species. And 2 more small topics are there, that is migration and recycling of forest, and one more, reforestation. So these 3 things I am going to post the videos which are presented by your friends. Okay, all the best. You are going to write the board exam, and the term 1 exam will be there, that is offline, 80 marks paper. So prepare well. All the best.
Ways to help conserve forests. One of them is by recycling paper. The paper we use comes from trees. Approximately 17 trees are cut down to make 1 ton of paper. And paper can be recycled and reused approximately 5 or 7 times. So, if we save paper and recycle waste paper, we can save trees. By saving paper, we can also save water and energy required to manufacture paper. Recycling paper also reduces the use of harmful chemicals used in paper making.
Good morning, ma'am. Myself Vaishnavi of class 8th, and my topic is paper recycling. Paper recycling is the process of recovering waste paper and remaking it into new product. If we go on wasting papers, there will be no trees ever. So we need to recycle and reuse them. We can convert plastic bottles and waste papers into new products like wall hangings, flower vase, and pen stand. Every 3000 sheets of paper costs us a tree. So consider the impact of using paper on the environment. The importance of waste paper as a secondary raw material has been realized. The recycling industry is developing rapidly. The material generated by it is much more economical and environment friendly. These advantages may result in an increase in the trade of recyclable paper. In particular, recycling paper reduces the pressure on natural resources such as forests. We can also reduce global warming by recycling paper. Recycling papers means saving trees. If we have more trees, we can save us from global warming. Converting waste paper into paper bags has many advantages. If we stop using plastic bags, we can reduce pollution as well as global warming. Paper bags are biodegradable, reusable, and recyclable. They can withstand more pressure or weight than plastic bags. They present less of a suffocation risk to young children or animals. It takes less time to decompose. Paper bags are eco-friendly. It takes less energy to recycle paper than it does to cut down a tree and make brand new paper. Recycling has lot of benefits that can help us and also saves the environment. To keep the earth green, this is also one of the process to keep the earth green. We can also make new papers from used paper. Recycling paper actually reduces CO2, protects the ozone layer, adds job to the economy. Protect our earth, make it green. Thank you, ma'am.
My name is Pranavi. I am from class 8B and I am here to share my knowledge about conservation of plants and animals. And our topic is migration of animals. What is migration? Migration is a seasonal movement of animals or birds to a new area undertaken to find food or favorable breeding places. It is found in all major animal groups including birds, animals, fish, reptiles and maybe humans. In other words, we can say that migration is the movement of any species from one place to another place for their habitat and other reasons. And the reason for migration is local climate. Due to climate change, it may feel a little inconvenient and it may migrate. Local availability of food. The season of the year or the mating reasons. And what is actual migration? To be counted as a true migration and not just a local dispersal or interruption, we can say that it is a global, local dispersal can be also called as a natural calamity or the movement of the animal should be an annual or seasonal occurrence, such as northern hemisphere birds migrating south for the winter. Wild beasts migrating annually for the seasonal grazing or a major habitat change as a part of their life, such as young Atlantic salmon, sea lamprey leaving its river on of their birth when they have reached a few inches in size. And coming to the graph here, the Arctic tern, it covers up approximately 96,000 kilometer, and Shuti shearwater, it travels about 64,000 kilometer from New Zealand. And how do birds migrate? It is actually a precise method by which animals navigate and know their way to go or still out secure. Birds have much sharper eyesight and better visual memory of ground clues than humans. However, in a long distance flights, they appear to navigate with the help of sun, stars and possibly in a combination of reading the Earth's magnetic field. It is achieved through an inbuilt magnetic compass, which is a tiny mass of tissue between the brain and eyes, which is available only in a bird's body. And birds have a substance called magnetite. It is a special substance which is present only in birds, and it is located just above their beaks. It is a mineral that the birds use to help them to determine Earth's magnetic field, so they can navigate using the true north. And with this, I end my presentation, and I hope you understood the migration of birds, and that's it. Thank you.